DNA, actually, the first time I saw DNA was in October of 2009.
2009. Okay.
And then it was in May of 2010 that I started looking at people and realizing we're not all human. And a
So you
lot of
can see
people,
beyond that veil.
yeah, and that started coming up like, okay, this guy's 42% reptilian, the rest human, or 58% reptilian, the rest human.
Okay.
And because I had been doing research work on the reptilians and things online, um, so it was really confusing because when I was looking at a lot of these blends, they were benevolent people, albeit they're connected. They call it the hive mind, but there are a lot of benevolent reptilian humans. It's the ones who are in control that are the bad guys,
Yeah.
so to speak. And I went on, I Googled images for the top Forbes CEO executives,
This is mine.
and right after the next, it was like picture. Okay, this guy's murdered. This guy's raped 20 kids and murdered two. This guy's raped and murdered 34 kids, or raped 34 kids and killed three of them. And it was just picture after picture after
And
picture.
these are the
And another one I did
CEOs
that
of, like,
with.
you're talking Fortune 500 companies.
Yes,
You
I
know, we've
Googled the
read
images
about
of sex.
this, Tori, we've read about this with David Icke's information, but to hear somebody that actually sees it, that's able to scan them and physically see them, is another thing.
Yeah, well,
So,
I wouldn't recommend anybody else to
no.
do this. And if you're just going to take them on, you have to know that they can come into our homes. What they have is it's like a video game. They put on these goggles and they're hooked up to this machine, okay, and their astral body comes into people's homes. Well, lately they've all been hiding around listening to their wives and their girlfriends talk about how, because they want to know if they've figured it out yet what they're doing. So they've been in 89% of our homes in America. 89, almost 9 out of 10 homes have had the government or Illuminati, New World Order, whatever you want to call them. It's not really our government. They're a bunch of criminals in our government. But they just go around and go to people's homes, but they can take all kinds of weapons with them. This technology was given to them by the Zetas, the Archons, which is a generic term for ruler. But the archons that we knew in our solar system were the ones that lived inside Saturn, and they were insectian. A lot of them were non-physical entities, and some of them were. And it's funny how the insects had all the technology. You'd think, that just blew me away. But anyway,
Tori, you're
um,
saying 89% have visited our homes. That just takes the lack of sovereignty to a whole new level. You know,
yeah, especially when people can just come in and rape you. That's really
on the other
intense.
plane. And the work I do, I see the shock and trauma come through. And when I hunker down and I go a little bit deeper, it's typically that kind of stuff that's going on without their conscious awareness,
Yeah,
you know?
that's the thing is most people aren't aware. And I think I pulled up I don't have it down. I think it was 100,000. I always say that wrong. 158,000 have been raped this way. But I'm not sure that it's happening anymore because I think the vibration has gone up. Either they're still can rape, they just don't do it to me anymore because I have a big mouth and I go around telling everybody. Which is funny because my spirit guide Victoria, we went back to because I had prepared a little Indiana report
Ooh,
and tell her what you've seen, and I did. Of course, nothing became of it, but it made me feel better. It was like I regret to inform you, your husband's raped 88 children and murdered 8 of them. His name is Mike Pence. He's a typical dark entity, reptilian human, and the it's just on and on with it. It was that was a 7-year-old girl that Child Services brought up from Tennessee, and they delivered her to the Indianapolis airport. 2 CIA agents picked her up, and then there's 2 CIA agents that rape children with Mike Pence on a routine basis, and there's also 3 state troopers that do. But there's 7 state troopers in Indiana who are pedophiles that they've